Hello and welcome back. Susan Zumo here, intuitive and originator of soul patterning harmonics. Well, we made it through February, all the ups and downs and ins and outs, and here we are at the beginning of March. Well, I have to tell you, the Galactics were very excited about March because they woke me up this morning with the message for the month and to talk about March frequencies. So they started off by asking, have you done your planning? Did you start your plan in January? Did you begin to formulate and visualize what you wanted this year to look like for you and those you love? During February, did you formalize those plans? Did you put something down and crystallize it in your mind and in your vision? Because if you haven't, now is the time to do that. They started off this morning by saying March. March is a wonderful word for March because March is movement. When you are marching, you are moving. And they were very excited about that. So I asked them, well, what kind of movement are we going to see in March? And they said, it depends on you. If you have done your planning, if you have cleared what needed to be cleared so that you have a clean path between you and what you desire, March is the time to take action. And take action you will. They said, March can be a time of great movement for you. And you're going to see movement take place all around you because many people in the world, both the positive and the others, have been planning as well. And you're going to see movement in those plans. Remain centered in your plan. Remain centered in what it is you wish to accomplish. So when they talked about movement, they said, get up and move. Don't move aimlessly. Don't move for the sake of movement. So now is not the time to go running off in the wild and start something that has absolutely nothing to do with your plan. This is not the time to drop everything, grab a tent, and go walking across country, unless that is what you have planned to do and everything is in place. Make sure everything is in place as much as you can to execute your plan. Now, that may mean some inner work. It may mean some resource building. It may be connecting with others. You'll know what needs to be done to fill out and flesh out your plan. However, no matter where you are, this is the time to initiate movement. We're in the space between winter and summer, winter and spring. We're really in between, and we're going to see both winter and spring during this month of March. So weather is going to fluctuate, and that's okay. We're in a transition period. We're in the period between hibernation and growth, outer growth. And so we want to make sure that before we really step out and really start to move in April, that everything is in place in March. So March is where you kind of warm the engine of the car, get everything moving, and then we start to move forward and take our trip in March. It doesn't mean get in the car, slam your foot on the gas, and take off. Know where you're going. Know where you want to end up. Make your plan. Make sure you've got all your resources that you're going to need, and then enjoy the trip because it's time to begin. It's time to step forward, and it's time to move. And movement is going to be important. So, exercise, dance, go outside, get in nature, move, bring movement into the body. If you can't get outside, that's okay. Get in front of something and move your body in the house. You can move wherever you are, even if it just means picking up your foot and putting it down for a minute or two wherever you're standing or sitting. Move energy through the body. This is a great time to start a gentle energy practice, a spiritual practice to move energy, to move your muscles, to move your breath. Movement. March. They were so excited about the word March. It had me laughing. If there is something that you want to accomplish, and they said, humanity has the strength and the power to march across any bridge and collapse any negative system that it chooses. It also has the ability to march forward and build any positive system it chooses. And so what that means for us is that it is time for movement. Movement does not have to be grand. It doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to give up your life and start something completely off in left field. It means move from wherever you are. The time for sleepy hibernation is over. Start moving as we come into March. You're going to see movement in lots of other arenas. You will see the dark players, the negative ones, starting to make their moves. Now, we already know that they're not going to accomplish their goals in the end, but they're going to make a big show of movement. Kind of like when an animal is cornered and they start barking really loudly, hoping to scare off their attacker. You're going to see a lot of that in the political arena. You're going to see a lot of that with people who are covered in fear, and they're afraid to move forward. And so if you encourage them or reach out to them, they may try and bite your hand off. And so you're going to need to trust your intuition to determine whether or not to continue to keep your hand outstretched or to bring your hand back and let them be. And sometimes letting them be is exactly what they need and exactly what you need. So movement should be measured. Movement should be planned. Yes, you can be spontaneous, but don't be crazy about it. Be balanced. What do they always tell me? Maintain yourself. But do go out and dance. Do go out and run through your neighborhood if you want to go running. Be centered. Be settled within self. And don't let outer events pull you off balance. Things are going to expand and escalate during the month of March because you're going to see a lot of movement. And movement is a neutral word. It doesn't really mean everything that moves is going to be great. But it also doesn't mean that everything that moves is not going to be great. So it is our job to plant our feet firmly on the planet, ground ourselves into the earth, and remain steady. Because although the winds of March are going to be coming in strong and battering everyone in every sense of the word, we hold our center and we'll be fine. And we will come out of March looking forward to the blossoming and the growth and the greater movement that comes in April. So I want you to continue to do whatever it is that you need to do to stay centered, to stay positive, and to stay focused in the light. Never forget that you're strong and that you're in control of yourself. You're in control of your emotions and your thoughts. Don't allow yourself to be pulled willy-nilly back and forth, depending upon what's going on in the outer world. Hold your vision of the outcome that you wish to see for yourself and those you love. Don't let anything disturb that vision, even while we are living and working in this current world that we're in right now. We will move through this. We will march forward into April, and we will see some wonderful changes take place. This can be an exciting and grand time for you as we move through March. And they will talk more about each week in the month as we go forward. But for right now, the reminder is check your plans. Check yourself to make sure that what you have planned is what you really want. And does it really fit into your goals, your life, and what's ahead for you? This is the time to adjust your plans. This is the time to tweak them. And this is the time to start to move forward. So if we were to make the analogy of going on a great trip, an enjoyable trip, let's say we're driving across country, now would be the time to start gathering our belongings at the front door and move things into the car that are going to accompany us on the trip. It doesn't mean we're going to get in the car and race across country. It means we're going to start the process. And that's what March is for. By the time we get into the beginnings of April, the end of March, then you can get in the car and start driving out of the neighborhood. So I hope that gives you an idea of what's ahead for us in March. I want you to know that it can be an absolutely exciting and positive time. I wish I could convey to you the excitement that I was woken up with this morning, and the almost like a marching band kind of sound with the bombastic, yes, it's March, go out marching. Try to carry that energy with you as you're planning for the month and you begin your movement. Excitement will certainly fuel all of your plans and bring them into a positive creation for you. So until next week, I hope you enjoy this first week of March, and I wish you many blessings.